I just dropped a recent video about the neighbor that recently spoke to Travis Decker the day that he picked up his children. However, right now we have new breaking information released from Sheriff Morrison. According to Sheriff Morrison, in statements he made to the Seattle Times, they are shifting the search. So here is the map of the area, and Wenatchee is the area where he picked up the girls, and Rock Island, the red dot here, is where the girls were found. They're saying that he is taking Inglis Creek area road, going through this to avoid these alpine mountains here and trying to do a double back, potentially, is the way that I'm understanding the description coming out about his travel, his current path of travel. Travis Decker is accused of unaliving his three beautiful children, Olivia, Evelyn, and Paityn. Law enforcement says after unaliving his three children, he went on the run. But where is he? Is he truly getting around these mountains? Is he truly on the run? Or is he somewhere out in this forest and mountain land? Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Bullhorn Betty channels. Well, hey guys, we're back a lot sooner than I had anticipated. I'm Bullhorn Betty. I cover true crime. We're covering the case of Travis Decker. Travis Decker is on the run after unaliving his three beautiful angels right there, Paityn, Olivia, and Evelyn. And we knew that he had picked them up from Wenatchee at 5 p.m. He told his ex-wife, Whitney, he was going to drop them back off at home. And at 8, he'd see her at 8. He left. We just dropped a video about the neighbor and how his conversation went a little weird. So that video was dropped. And then I was getting prepared for my YouTube channel to do a live, and I came across some developing information about the case. And according to the Seattle Times, they spoke to Sheriff Morrison, and Sheriff Morrison gave them an update on the path of travel that they believe he has taken. So this right here is Wenatchee. This is where the girls were picked up at 5 p.m. And of course, the red dot over here is Rock Island Campground, and this is where they were ultimately found. Now, it tagged this as Inglis Creek Road, but I think that the statement was like Inglis Creek. I'm just going to read the entire statement to you, and you guys will have a good understanding of where all this is coming. So what they believe is that these mountains here were obstructing his path of travel from Island Creek Campground. So they believe that he's going this way. He's following this Inglis Creek and trying to get around the mountains so he doesn't have to get to the more elevated area. He's not longer in the forest. They believe he's in the mountains. What they're saying here is the Chelan County Sheriff's Office reported Monday night the police were searching for Decker, which is a U.S. Army surgeon, in the Inglis Creek area and community. So they're searching this area. They're telling everybody to please keep their doors, windows locked. If you don't need to go out of your home, don't go out of your home. At night, please leave all of your lights on so there's no dark areas around your house that could be a shelter for him. This creek is about 12 miles from south of Leavenworth. He's believed to be potentially, they use this word potentially a lot, but they believe he's potentially in this area. They're asking, please secure homes and vehicles. I forgot to say vehicles. Stay alert and report any suspicious activity to your local 911. So residents are going to be seeing visible law enforcement throughout the evenings. They saw the heavy law enforcement presence as a precaution last night. Exactly what prompted the search in the area has not been made publicly clear. So it is possible that they did find some type of evidence, maybe shirts, maybe the scent dogs picked up some, he's a human being, so he has to, bodies function normally. There's got to be some place to use the bathroom. So, when you're out there in the wilderness, you kind of got to go where you can go. Danilo Cavalcanti used the waterways. He used the waterways to use for cover when law enforcement was getting near, for restrooms, for cleaning, for water, for everything. So they believe he might be near some, I would assume, near some type of water or some type of rehydration. But again, the information, what prompted this search is unclear. The new focus is roughly about 30 miles. So he's about 30 miles from where his vehicle was left, which is at the Rock Island campground. And of course, we know the allegations against him, but they say that a hiker could take like an L-shape route through Alpine Lake. This is Alpine Lake Wilderness area right here along Inglis Creek to skirt the high elevations of the Echelons, which are covered in snow. And you can even see it on this map right here, covered in snow. And this is a recent map. I just pulled this just a few minutes ago in preparation of this live. So the search has been handed over to federal authorities right now. So they have nothing to do with the search activities, but they are updating the local news of their understanding where it is. And we cannot forget the victims of this, Paityn, Evelyn, and Olivia. And that didn't come in very well. Maybe we can get one on here. But Evelyn, Paityn, and Olivia, they have they lost their life at the hands of their father. The mother, Whitney Decker, right here, says that it's because of his mental illness, his unchecked mental illness, that he had been working, trying to get help through the VA, and there was just no help to be had. So I want to give you guys the latest and greatest breaking news updates on this case as they are being realized by me. And right now we have a shift in direction in the case. And it is, they believe he's trying to avoid mountains. Again, we do not have any information whatsoever related to what prompted them to do this shift in the search. Let me see here. User says, I have a question. I read an article. Aren't they moving in on him? They believe they are. They absolutely believe that they are moving in on him, and they very well could be. I'm so confused about his personality that it's making it very hard for me to assess him, because we're getting two totally different stories on who he is. On one hand, we're getting the story from Whitney that describes this amazing father that would never harm his children, that his children were his world. And then we're, on the other hand, we're listening to law enforcement, Sheriff Morrison, describing a man that appears to have planned this a week out, has put potential caching in the woods, so he has survival, food, and has the ability to survive for long periods of time, that he was making plans to head to Canada and searching for jobs in Canada. So the description we're receiving from the ex-wife and the description we're receiving from the sheriff are two totally different people that we're talking about here. And it's been very, very confusing for me. So it's my opinion, if he is who Whitney is describing, I believe he, is going to be part of the military statistics on, military personnel that feels that they hit rock bottom, which is, self-harm. And if we're describing the person that law enforcement is describing, if that's who he is, then we've got a major manhunt on our way, and he is a monster. So I'm not sure who we're looking at here, but they're saying that they feel, but everything that they talk about, they always keep using the word potentially. So it doesn't sound like they're having anything that they're going off of outside of their own experience. The way I'm analyzing their statements now, law enforcement may have evidence, they may have shirts, they may have cups, they may have something with his DNA on it. They may have all of this stuff. We don't know. They're not telling us what is causing them to shift this search. We just know the search is shifting, and this search is shifting to the Ingles Creek area, and they're asking everybody to be on high alert. So I have to assume that they're following something. You know, I don't think they're just out there willy-nilly saying, oh, well, we can't find anything here. Maybe he went this direction. You know, it could be like that. You know, if they're not finding anything, they may have to be like that. Just say, okay, let's look at the map. What are the possible routes? What are his obstructions? What does he need to get around? Let's see if we can put this together. It could very well be something like that because they truly have nothing. I was hopeful. We did hear that they did find a shirt. But other than that, we've got no results on that shirt. We don't know if the DNA came back to him, if it truly was his shirt or something that belonged to one of the girls or something that connected to him. So that's kind of where we are. I read last night that they had found a male handprint on the tailgate of a truck along with animal. It was on his pickup truck. They just released the information of his handprints being on the back of his truck. The DNA came back as a male and a non-human DNA. So just to clarify that, if you're a little confused, it wasn't a secondary vehicle that those handprints came up on. Those were on his own vehicle when they found it. So how did they find the dog? The dog was in the truck, from what I'm hearing. Now, I don't know that to be fact. I just take, when I say things are, this is what I'm told, and this is factual, we can take that, that's factual. When I tell you what I've heard, unless I say I've corroborated the information, then it's just to be taken as hearsay. You know, we can't put a whole lot of stock in it, but we do know a dog was found unharmed and alive. That's to the extent that we know. We know that the dog went to animal services for care. So, you know, they're safe housing and safe keeping the dog. I don't know what's going to be the ultimate, you know, where's the dog going to ultimately go after this? I have no clue. But, yeah. So, they still haven't found this. Nope. They haven't found him. We're desperately looking for him. Law enforcement, like everything, all of our alphabet soups of the federal government are tracking this man. And they are telling the public that they are tracking this man. So they believe he is alive, he is healthy, and he is intentionally trying to flee arrest. I don't even know what to say, because, I mean, we're just getting such polar opposite of who Travis Decker is, depending on who you ask. And that's a little concerning. But law enforcement believes he's a monster that executed his 3 children. And, yeah, they're expecting, I don't know. But anyways, guys, that's really all I have for you now. The search has shifted. If you're in the Ingalls Creek area of Washington, please just be vigilant. Please take care of yourself. You're no help to anybody else if anything happens to you. So keep your windows, doors locked. Please secure your cars. I know a lot of people, especially with these, you know, push button cars, have a tendency of leaving their keys in their cars. If you are in this area, please go out to your vehicle and remove any keys from that vehicle, because somebody can just get in there and push a button and start your vehicle. So if you can't remember whether you left your keys inside the car or not, maybe just go out there and push the button and see if it cranks up. If it does, hunt for those keys. You do not want to give him a vehicle to flee. Now, again, we haven't seen him, you know, Danilo Cavalcanti. Law enforcement was keeping us up to date on where they believed he was, what they had found, that this, you know, they got a call in from this. Is anybody monitoring the dispatch to find out if there's things being found? That might be what if somebody's, I don't have the time to do it, otherwise I would, but if somebody here in the chat or out there that comes across this video has time to monitor those dispatch calls, that would be great for you to do, because that would help a lot of us content creators to find out if they're finding something, some evidence of if you will, of his movements. Because I just feel like this is a Brian Laundrie. I've had this really strong gut feeling since I heard from the mother, Whitney, and I started, you know, it's just really not things are just not fitting for me in this. Of course, Teresa, go ahead. I have a police scanner, but don't know what. It is in Chelan County, Washington. Chelan County, Washington. If we can start, but they're moving, and I think I'm not sure if Ingalls Creek is part of Chelan County or not. But whatever Ingalls Creek, wherever Ingalls Creek is, it's a community about 12 miles south of Leavenworth. So if it's still part of Chelan County, then, but it might be an adjoining county as well. I don't have answers. I don't have to. I understand. Okay. All right, Teresa. No problem. They still haven't found him. Nope. Nope. They have found the girls. All 3 girls are deceased. So they are on a manhunt for this father that they believe, and the evidence is absolutely supporting he's responsible. But I keep wondering if those handprints weren't some type of ruse. You know, so so maybe he thought by putting the handprints on there, maybe he thought somebody came and, you know, did something to the girls and snatched him up, and, you know, he's got his, you know, like the creepy show. I think I said that this morning. It's just weird. I feel like those handprints were there for a reason, and I think it was to throw law enforcement off that he could have done this to his girls. Maybe he was trying to stage the scene, like maybe he was also abducted. I'm just not sure. It's weird. It's weird. But we'll keep you updated. That's all I've got for right now. I don't want to bend your ear too long, but we do have some status update. Search is shifted. Search is shifted. It's in the Ingalls Creek community. Ingalls Creek community is where it's shifted if you guys want to do your research. All right. You take care, and we'll see you soon.